Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of the Franchise Hour. And every Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m., we're discussing a particular franchise thematic and business thematic. And today our topic is doing business and introducing franchisors from the Calabar zone, Region 4A of the Philippines. And today I have with me right now two franchisors with whom we will be discussing a few details. And these are Ariane Ravino. She is the owner of Palms and Nails. And we have with us Ms. Vana Gonzalez Rodriguez, and she is the owner of Sari Cafe. And probably the owner of Opa will still join us. She's on the road right now she got a new franchisee today, so she had to be taking care of her new franchisee. All right, so I want to introduce my two panelists, so Ms. Ariane and Ms. Vana. As I said, Vana is operating the Sari Cafe, and Ariane is operating a salon called Palms and Nails. I start with you, Ariane. When did you actually start at Palms and Nails?
We started in 2018, but the entire concept was there way back before we settled in the Philippines in 2017. So 2018 in September, we opened our first branch in Binyan in Laguna.
And as much as I know, you lived prior to that, you were in the United Arab Emirates.
Yes, that's right.
How long you were in the UAE?
For a decade.
1 decade in the UAE.
I was a finance professional, and then we moved back to the Philippines. And then we thought of fulfilling one of the few things that we really want to set up, and that it's a nail salon business.
Excellent. And but you have no prior experience into it, right?
Yes, there's no prior experience on actually operating an entire service-based business. Although back in the UAE, we had small businesses, but it's totally not related to this kind of industry.
Okay. Well, what made you decide going into the salon business, Ariane?
Well, first thing is, it's something that I really love. I'm into nails since I was a kid, so it's a no-brainer choice for me. So when I moved back home, and the real intention is to, find business opportunities in the Philippines, and it's one of the few. There were a lot of choices that we had in mind, but it turned out that some other service-based business in the Philippines requires so much. Plus, I thought going for a nail-based service type of business would be something really close to me, and would be something that I would definitely manage well.
Why did you choose Binan?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Why did you choose Binan of all places in the Philippines?
Oh, Binyan, because Binyan is my hometown. So it's close to my heart. It's, of course, the first choice to set up the business.
Because today a lot of people move, and the reason why I asked you, because a lot of people actually are moving in the region, right? So who are actually from other places of the Philippines, but moving into the Calabar zone, right? So not everybody who lives today in the region is actually originally from there.
Yeah, that's very true.
But you're an original.
Yes, born and raised.
What about you, Vana? You're also an original?
Yes. So similar to Orion, sorry, I also started my business in my hometown, and so I'm slowly expanding. So to answer your question, how did I start? It was a small passion project, a side project. Me and my husband were working full-time professionals in very busy Makati. Traffic there is terrible. And we decided to set up a cafe in our hometown because all we had there for, I think, more than 20 years is McDonald's, Jollibee, and Greenwich. So in the city center, there were no homegrown cafes. There were no quaint restaurants or new places to try out. So we decided, why not utilize this abandoned building, which was right smack in the city center, where the foot traffic is really, really high. So it was just an experiment initially. We tried it out, and surprisingly, it caught people's attention. And so now we're turning 5 years this October. So it's actually our 5th anniversary on October 10.
All right, excellent. I would like to welcome also the TTI Region 4A. Hello.
Oh, yes.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, yes.
Uh,
Shout out.
huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, welcome to our program.
I want to say hi also, and thank you to DTI I'm part of the KMME program. So we've been with them for several weeks now, and we're really learning a lot from DTI.
That is very excellent.
Thank you.
Do we have the honor or director? Is it Director Toledo?
She cannot join you this afternoon.
Yes.
So, I'll be the one pitching in for her this afternoon.
Okay. Okay, madam. Maybe how should we call you, madam? Maybe you know your name, madam.
Yes. I'm Marisa Argente. I'm the Assistant Regional Director.
Excellent.
Call me Maris.
Okay. Thank you to join us on a very short notice. I contacted earlier this week the TTI that we are doing this program. And then today it just came to my idea, why not invite them to let them talk also? We are talking about the Calabar zone. So they should also tell us if they have any program, so we can also publishing it in our Facebook and our YouTube and everywhere else where we broadcasting it. People will know also what the TTI is doing for the in the region, right? Since we're talking about the region 4A. So thank you so much on a very short notice, Assistant Director, for joining us today. And we have two of our franchisors and companies with us, one from Laguna and one from Cavite. And supposed to be, we have two more. One is still coming in. She is from OPA. She is from San Pedro Laguna. And then we have one from Batangas who unfortunately cannot join us. She has an emergency coming up. All right. Let me go back to you, Madam Marisa. What for right now? What actually the programs? What the TTI is offering? I guess you have a lot of programs, also especially online programs for the community, especially for the SMSEs in Region 4.
We also go to the barangays for our programs because we also have to, of course, assure the people that government is here and that there are services that they can actually access. And we have selected our barangays, particularly the ones that are not usually given much focus by these government agencies. So that is what one of the things that we're quite busy with. And we see around 5 micro enterprises, and we give them just a small livelihood package that could help them rebound at this time. So that's one of the programs where we're involved in right now. We call that Servicio sa Barangay. That's a face-to-face activity for us, for our micro enterprises. But of course, we do limit the participants.
Yeah.
for our online MSME assistance, as one of our guests this afternoon, Mama Vanna has mentioned earlier, we have the Kapatid Mentor Me Money Market Encounter. This is online capacity building for our micro, small, and medium enterprises so that they can look at their business, map it out well, help them rebound, help them strategize for the new normal. Because I think preparing for it should really start now when there is time for us to map out our strategies and there are many things as well. Um, and of course, other than that, we have negosyo centers. There are 108 negosyo centers in the region, aside from which also includes the provincial offices of the Department of Trade and Industry. And that is one way of delivering our services in the DTI closer to the people. And when it comes to registration, we've also strengthened our online access of client business registration. But of course, they have to have the capability also, like they need to have GCash or PayPal, have their credit cards to be able to access these services online, which is why we also have to open our negosyo centers so that in case our clients have to transact face-to-face, they can still go to the negosyo centers. And aside from all the entrepreneurial things that we talk about, we do not forget the other end. That's our consumers, of course, because without them, we will have no business to be mindful of. So we have to pay also particular attention to our consumers. We reminded them about what they can do also at this time to be able to get the best value for their money and to be wise in their selection of products and services, and to also be more alert and to scrutinize the products that they also get, because we don't want additional problems at this time when we partake of, let us say, food in the market that is not really safe for us to consume. So the consumers need to help government to keep these enterprises out of the economy. They should not be patronized. So we have to also ask for their participation at this time. So we do a lot of webinars, both for our entrepreneurs and our potential entrepreneurs, and on the other hand, our consumers and what they can do at this time to be able to raise their awareness about being a very mindful and responsible consumer.
Excellent. Thank you so much for explaining that to us, Madam. One question out of curiosity, compared to, let's say, last year, have you any idea how many people actually applied for a new business name in your region during the pandemic? Actually, a lot of people went into the business in your region. Have you any figures about that one?
Region 4A
Yeah.
has a very big registration.
Mm-hmm.
It's not equal to NCR.
Yeah.
But it's already at second or a third place. So we're in a competition with Region 3.
Mm-hmm.
So Region 4A is really a very good economy to be in if you are in business. And any type of business will have potential. And even in the pandemic, businesses have again started to register their business names with the DTI.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, not as fast as it would have been if there was no pandemic. But the good thing is people still come and register, which means that they are really doing their best to look at the opportunities and to consider doing business even at this time. Um, of course, except when we were in ECQ, the strictest quarantine. Of course, everybody was quite shocked and confused of what's going to happen to us. But as the economy started to open itself up, then people also started to believe that there's something that can be done. It may not be as big as we want our businesses to rebound immediately, but there is really a good chance that we can do better business when all of this has passed.
Yeah, actually, I think also the pandemic, unfortunately, somewhat brought also something very good out of it, namely that all our government offices accept online services. That you can apply now your business name online, you can apply the trademark online. You don't have to go anymore to any offices and get stuck in traffic. So it's actually something out of necessity, but the good thing is actually our government adapted to it and can service also online now the constituents in a very good way. So I'm actually happy also that this is happening because we know from, Director, we are doing a lot of trademark applications for our clients for franchise development. So before, my trademark guy had to go every week, how many times to the IPO office. Now today he stays in the office and does everything online.
Yes,
it's actually,
that's right.
it's actually something positive. Even in franchising, before, let's say like you are in Laguna or you're in Cavite, you want a franchise from Manila. You had to go to Manila to apply for the franchise and meet the franchisor. Today we do everything on Zoom. So we don't spend horrendous time in traffic. So this is actually the unfortunate that we have the COVID, but this is actually a development out of it, no? That we can do the ease of business actually online is actually something good. No? By the way, talking of ease of business, I know the TTI and your director is a very proponent of easing of business and business registrations. And when I travel around before or now on online meetings, I ask also how easy it is actually to get your business registered in the certain communities. Out of my own experience, of course, we own Aki Franchise Consultancy in Quezon City, and I have also business here in Cagayan de Oro. And in Quezon City, the word ease of business has not gone into the local government unit there yet. We don't know yet what that is. It took us something like 8 months to get our business permit, even though we had everything ready. So it's not really an ease of business. What about in Cavite and Laguna, Arian? How easy is it to get registrations or renewals of business permits from the local government units? Please unmute yourself, Arian.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Am I okay? Yeah. Sorry.
Yes.
So it differs. It differs from one municipality to another. In Binyan specifically, everything was fast. You can do it like when I renewed my business papers, it was done in a day or two. In comparison with Santa Rosa, however, it's a little bit slow, but hindi naman sobrang tagal. It's not that it won't let you wait so long also, but it's faster on some municipality. It's not the same in others.
What about in Dasmariñas and in Bacoor?
I think
Ivana?
they're quite efficient, I think. It took less than a month, which for me is fine. So for both Bacoor and Dasma, we were able to get permits without much issue.
That's actually a good thing. So let's talk a little bit about the pandemic. When the pandemic hit, what happened to you, Arian?
We're definitely dependent on the guidelines provided by the government because we understand uh, we are catering to the safety of everyone, not only the clients who would come, but also for the employees who are working with us. So we're very dependent on them. We're always checking on when we can operate. So to say so, since the lockdown happened in March, we only operated this September. Because although salons were allowed to open in May, it was limited to hair salon. So services for nails and all other wellness and personal care services were still restricted to operate. So we waited. There was a very short, go signal to operate in June and July, but it was so brief. It was just like for 5 days. And then most of the salons, nail salons specifically, had to close again. Kasi nag-iiba din yung cases from one city to another, one province to another. So we're dependent on that. And then when we were also in touch with the local government unit, which is for us with Governor Erno Hernandez, and their team is very responsive to business owners like us. They know very well how to assist us. So they're the ones who's updating us on when we can definitely operate and what are the things that we need to do and all those things. So finally, by end of August, we were able to confirm with them that we can open at 30% capacity. And then nag-adjust pa siya. I think ngayon we're already opening for 50%. It also depends from one municipality to other because in Santa Rosa, it's not the same like in Binyan, where we open first. So Binyan is a little more open, and they have different guidelines to follow when we open the business. Like one thing is they have this initiative to do an aggressive contact tracing. And all establishments in Binyan are required to download Bind 360. It is to help the establishment and the clients, have a more smooth contact tracing process. So you won't be able to enter one specific establishment, no matter how big or small it is, if you don't scan the QR code, or if the establishment won't scan your QR code. So it's one of the few things that we had to process. And then, of course, the guidelines mandated by DTI. So it's one of the things that we added to the exact process of our service, the sanitation process. So we completed everything that they are requested to complete for personal care services like us, like acrylic guards on counters, social distancing, stickers on the floors, PPEs for the staff, and distancing on the service chairs for the client. So we had to comply with all of that before we officially open. So that's what we had so far.
But by the way, you're still running 50%, or are you really allowed to have more than
Actually,
50%?
although they're saying that we can already run at 50, I still lower it down to 30, just to be safe. It's for everybody's safety anyway at the end of the day. And we're totally dependent on appointment system, which works very well for us. In that way, we were able to limit the number of clients who are getting inside the premise. So we are utilizing that, and we're also utilizing online payment.
What about the clients? Are they happy that you open again? Are they bombarding you?
Yes,
or they're still scared to go out?
Starting May, we already got client inquiries if we can open, because when they heard that salons can open, they immediately assumed that nail salons and like spas or waxing salons are allowed to open as well. So they were already asking us if we're open and we can do service. Unfortunately, we're not. So when we announced a week ahead that we're already ready to operate, it went well, naman. They were able to cope up with the process because we already informed everyone ahead that we will be following the DTI guidelines. We'll comply with the DTI guidelines with the operation or resuming to business. So we're thankful that they're patiently following all the guidelines that we are asking them to bear with us.
And I guess the clients are also happy so that they can have the ingrown
Yes, of course. Yeah. That's one of
cut
one
out
of
again.
the it's one of yun yung most requested talaga. It's been so long and they're like, I need to have this removed finally yun. That's the one of the things highly requested from us.
What about the supply chain? Any difficulties? Let's say like you're in Cavite, from your suppliers. I guess most of them are from Manila. Any difficulties there, or business as usual when it comes to supplies? Ariane.
Oh, sorry, I thought that you're speaking with Vanna. For supplies, there's nothing much naman na nag-change. There's mobility for everyone. Everything can be delivered, and from the beginning, our suppliers are easy to contact, and that's how we do the process. So there's nothing that changed much from getting the supplies from the suppliers and the dealers. They still arrive on time, and everything works normal as it is on that side of the business.
What about your landlords? Are they understanding during that period of time, or they were running after you to pay
Yeah,
you?
we are grateful to have very understanding and kind landlords. As a matter of fact, they waived all the rents during the pandemic season.
That's
So
good.
it's one way that we are very much thankful for. So yeah, it helped us a lot regarding those things about the rent and this commercial spaces. So
Thank you, Ariane. What about you, Vanna? During the pandemic, how did you handle it?
Okay, so the pandemic actually posed a great opportunity for food business since it's considered essential. So we were allowed to operate. In fact, we closed for I think less than a week just to recalibrate our operations and figure out how to proceed given that the situation was different. So we used to be predominantly dine-in, so we're a cafe, but we shifted all our operations to online and delivery during the ECQ. And we were surprised that there were many people ordering. In fact, in one branch, we registered an increase of 30% in sales because of the surge in deliveries. We had to innovate quickly. So in addition to our deliveries, we also partnered with different delivery partners like Food Panda. There are regional delivery partners as well, like Menugo. So we had to utilize all these things to make sure that we would be able to reach our customers despite the current limitations. So there.
What about supplies?
Okay. So with the supplies, unfortunately, there were some suppliers that closed temporarily during the pandemic. There were factories that we partnered with that didn't operate for weeks. So I had to be creative with finding alternative suppliers. So now I have a database of three different suppliers for key products or key ingredients so that if anything like this happens again, we're sure to have a stable supply for all our menu items.
What do you think when will be life back to normal for the nail industry, for the salon industry?
I think slowly but surely. I think it's the nail service is sort of a necessity as a necessity when you're doing your haircut as well. As long as you can make your clients feel safe on the premise that they will get into, I think it will go, of course, it will go slow, but surely it will start to recover. Because as a matter of fact, when we opened, there was no day that we were not booked. So a lot of people are waiting for nail salons to open. So I think that's the reason why when we resumed back in business, so people start to book immediately.
Vanna, in your case, what about your landlords?
They were, yeah.
Did you accommodate you also during the period?
Yes, so I really learned the art of negotiation. So thankfully, my landlords were very gracious enough to say yes to our request. So they waived 50% of the rent, which was very helpful for us.
That's good, actually. Actually, right now is a very interesting situation also with locations, because wherever you go around, I see it here, and right now I'm talking from Cagayan de Oro, where I live. So if you go around, you'll find a lot of spaces now for rent.
Yes.
So this is actually franchising, since this is a franchise show. For prospective franchise, is actually a very good time now to get a franchise, because it's easy to talk now with landlords. Because if they have an empty location, they want to get it occupied again. So it's relatively easy right now to actually negotiate a very good rent and very good conditions with most of the landlords. Of course, some landlords are living in a different world. So with most of the landlords, it's actually manageable. What about director again in the region? You notice I have not been in Cavite since February, I think, and in Laguna. What about in your region about vacant spaces? A lot of empty spaces also for lease now.
Yes, we have seen so many spaces that are not occupied. Yes, you're right. This is a good time to look into the available spaces, and you'll be able to, yes, negotiate a better rent.
A better deal, no?
Yes, a better deal at this time.
Especially for franchises, because actually who applies now for a franchise in general gets actually two advantages. First of all, he can negotiate a better deal with the landlord, and in most cases, he can also negotiate a better deal with the franchisor. Because
Yes.
also they actually everybody right now, I know among my clients, they're giving some consideration who buys a franchise now. So it's actually from the franchise standpoint, even though we have a pandemic, but that pandemic will not last forever. So if you have money to invest, actually I feel it's a very good time to invest it in a franchise. Get the money circulated, get a franchise, get a location, which is also everything. And actually, you save a lot of money by doing it now compared to other times of the year, or in a year from now when we're most likely back to normal life again, hopefully. No? So let's talk about the franchise a little bit. So both of you are new franchisors, and we developed, my company developed both of your franchise. And let's talk about this one. There might be some of our listeners who are interested to get a franchise from you. So let's introduce the franchise. Ariana, I start with you again. Can you introduce your franchise to us? You want to do the screen sharing, or shall I do it for you?
Okay, I could, I'll probably
Do it
try first
yourself.
from
Okay,
my
all right.
end.
So please show us your slides and talk about your franchise. All right, Ariane, unmute yourself. You're mute.
Oh, yes. Okay. Is it showing from
Yes,
your end?
it's showing, yes.
It's a very short presentation for our franchise. So we're Palms and Nails, and we're based in Binan, Laguna. We just recently had our franchise developed, of course, by none other than RK Franchise Consultancy. And we're a proud member of Filipino International Franchise Association and Vanity Association of the Philippines. So there. So a short introduction about us. We started in 2018, so we're very much a baby. Our first branch is in Binan, Laguna, and we specialize in nail care, waxing, and lash services. So the reason for palms and nails, for the name palms and nails, is palms because it symbolizes triumph and victory. It also signifies palm trees that are commonly seen in the Middle East because it's my second home. It's where my kids and my husband lived. And likewise, it also means the palm, the exact palm of the hands of our employees who would, and experts who would pamper you each time you visit our nail salon. And the nails, of course, because it's the love of the nail care service that I have. So that's the reason why majority of our services are very much focused on nail care. I think my slide is not working. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so our mission is to provide a complete, excellent pamper experience through our skilled and knowledgeable team while we continuously improve our products and use only, of course, the best products in the market to serve everyone. And our vision is to pamper not only the clients in the Philippines, but to, of course, bring our genuine services and a genuine all Filipino brand, not only nationwide, but across the globe. So that's why also our franchise, as developed by, of course, the only best RK franchise, is made to be franchised not only here in the Philippines, but across the globe. So it's available for franchise anywhere. And here are our service list. So for the nail services, we have the basic manicure and pedicure or gel-based nail services, nail extensions, nail art services, hand and foot spa, and sparties. Unfortunately, these days, sparties are not allowed. So we still are not doing any sparties as of the moment, but all the rest of the nail services can be done individually. And then we also have our lash services, which focus on lash lifting, extensions, and all sorts of lash care services. And then, of course, the waxing service. What we are proud of is a unique kind of waxing service that I think we are the first one to offer it here in the country. Is the halawa waxing. And we're proud to say that majority of our staff also came, although they're all Filipino, but they all came from the Middle East, so they have really good expertise on doing the Arabic way of halawa waxing. And we only use natural products for this. All products that we're using for the waxing services are made through with natural products and are solely made by us. And then we also do threading services, also like hair removal services like waxing. Now here are our outlet shots. These are the outlet shots from the newly renovated branch that we have in Binan. And then these are the shots that we have for our second branch in Santa Rosa, Laguna. For our franchise information is very simple and basic. It's what we have is the standard inclusion for any kind of franchise package that you will have with us. So what we have, if you will do, or if you will get a franchise of our business, what you can benefit from us is the use of trade name and proprietary marks, location approval, free training for the franchisee and staff. Of course, the procurement program, so you will have a worry-free thinking of getting your supplies and whatnot for the business. So this is something that's very helpful for a lot of people who are starting the business, because it's the one of the most important part of doing services, where to get your supplies. And then if you're actually franchising, it's one of the biggest headache that you will encounter. So if you do a franchise for a business, it's something that will be taken out of your load. And then we also do and assist you on marketing, operating assistance, and we will, of course, provide you your own operations manual. So you will be guided accordingly. And then a continuous research and development. Our franchise contract is good for 4 years, and we have other franchise inclusions that usually depends on any kind of promotion that we're having. And of course, we don't have royalty fee. So it's something that future franchisees would enjoy from us. We don't charge royalty fee. So these are our franchise packages. What we have first is our standard franchise. This is specifically dedicated in operating a nail salon based business. And then most recently, as part of the research and development, as we continue to progress as a brand, we also realize that during this time of pandemic, one of the things that we see would generate income from us is to add retail products that would generate more income to our clients. Because even if the physical salon won't open, there is still something that you can generate income for. And this has been in the plan a long time ago, but it's officially fulfilled during exactly the pandemic season. And that is an additional nutraceutical retail inventory for all our franchise packages. So for the nail salon, if you will be getting this franchise package, what you'll get is the nail salon operational services, which is focusing on manicure and pedicure, gel manicure and pedicure, nail extensions, nail art services, hand and foot spa, and parties. When the time comes and everything is normal, then of course it's one of the best things that we are actually offering, and it's one of the most in-demand things that we had when everything was normal, like a few months ago, these parties that we're having. Our franchise fee for a standard franchise is 275,000 pesos, and it will have the standard inclusions that I mentioned earlier. The required space for a standard franchise is a small space, which is around 20 to 30 square meter. However, the franchise fee excludes the salon fit out and construction. This would also give way to our franchisee to manage their costing better, because some people normally they have contacts to do their fit outs, and I'm sure with the standard requirements that we have, it's very much easy to manage or recreate the requirement that we have for the salon aesthetics. And then for the exact capital requirement and the approximate capital investment for a standard franchise, 650,000 pesos would be much of a need. And then if we have running promotions, some other inclusions would be there, would include a 6-service chair, the reception logo, the startup inventory, and the nutraceutical inventory. So prior to this time, we are originally just offering the salon startup inventory, but the bonus, because as we try to improve, our franchisee will also benefit on the things that we want to incorporate to the business, and that is, including FDA approved, halal certified products, which is part of our nutraceutical inventory. And then staff uniform, as usual, will be part of it. Now, this is the last package that we're having, which is a premium franchise package that basically has everything. It has a nail service, the lash service, the waxing service, and of course the nutraceutical retail. And the franchise fee for this one is, the difference is small. but the income that people would actually generate in difference on getting a nail salon to a premium franchise is different. When you start operating and you generate income, there's a huge difference on the profit that you're getting because you can offer more service. So you actually get the standard franchise inclusions, but the required space would be a little much bigger, or it's almost double. It's 40 to 50 square meter space requirements. And then the salon fit out and construction will also not be included in the franchise fee. And then your total capital requirement or all-in franchise investment would be around 800,000 pesos. The inclusions, depending on the promotion, will also be different because there will be more inclusions on a premium franchise, like lash inventories, waxing inventories, other salon equipments will be there. But then it will vary according to the promotions that we're currently having. And then we have here a sample return of investment portfolio that we're having. But this ROI is solely calculated based on the service-based business that we're having before. Because to be honest, during the pandemic season, we were able to maximize our retail products, the nutraceutical retail that we're having with us. And it's not included on the ROI that we're actually presenting to you right now. So in consideration of the ROI, solely based on the service-based business that we're having, on a standard franchise, the payback period is around 14 months, while the premium franchise is in 15 months. Now, we have an ongoing promo because, of course, we want to be affordable and reachable to a lot of people who want to venture onto a nail salon or lash and waxing business. So we're offering a 25,000 discount on all our franchise packages, and it's still ongoing. The thing that they're benefiting this time is that they have additional source of income, not only from the service business, but also on our retail service. And then currently, we're also even working on including skincare, simple skincare products that would also, add value to the franchise that people would get from us. In total of the franchise ongoing promo, we are also including 100,000 worth of business inclusions that would include salon chairs, salon inventory, uniform, new normal essentials, because the new requirements right now, and I think it's better to keep it for still a good period of time. It's for everyone's safety, but it would also be part of the promotion that we're going to give to everyone who wants to, who are interested to get our franchise. So the new normal essentials will be there, and the startup nutraceutical inventory will be there. The steps to franchise is very easy. If anyone would be interested to franchise Palms and Nails, all they have to do is to message us through our Facebook page. The contact details for the franchise application will be there, and then we will guide them easily on how they could proceed with their application. Or very much as RK Franchise Consultancy, it's good on handling all of this kind of queries. They are our partner marketing team. So we are much reachable as well through RK Franchise in Quezon City. We're also doing online meetings so that franchisees can ask us all the questions that they would have regarding our franchise, how the business would work for them, and all the things that they would need to know. So it's very simple and easy. For our frequently asked questions, these are part of the brochure that we normally give out to people who are interested to get our franchise. So most of the questions that they're asking is if they're qualified to be a franchisee, or how we would help them to find a good location, how the marketing thing would work for them as soon as they franchise, and questions regarding the supplies and where to get them will also be answered, and all the assistance that they would need, because especially this time, I think as a franchisor, we have to be more hands-on with them. because there is a totally different kind of business situation that's not only affecting the service-based business industry, but for the rest of the business, across the globe. So it's something that they would need to be guided with, or they would need support with. And then it will also have have the answers for their questions about the training program and for the operations manual. So that's about it. Thank you so much, RK.
Hello, Bana. Can I
Yes.
call on you, please, to do
Okay, sure.
presentation on the franchise?
Okay, sure. So I'll do it a bit differently, focusing also on the topic of pandemic and how we will support franchisees through this very difficult period. Do you see my screen? I shared it.
Yes, we can see it.
All right. So, okay. So very briefly, we started small. We had no culinary experience, no business experience. We only had a staff of 2. We also did dishwashing and serving initially. After our full-time jobs in Makati, we would rush to Cavite, to Las Marinas, Cavite, and would also serve the customers there. So we started really small. It was an abandoned building. We had zero marketing budget, and almost everything was DIY. I wanted to share this because there might be franchisees who might be thinking, I don't have a background in business. How can I start? But I'd like to show you that you don't need to have a background in business because you can learn, and there's a system that you can apply. So I won't be showing this video anymore, but this is one of our features, our Biyahe ni Drew features. When we started, oh, it played. Okay, it's just quick.
Do you want to pay it forward? Subukang kumain sa isang restaurant with a cost.
Ang Sari Cafe, short siya for sariling atin at sari-saring produktong Pilipino. Hindi lang siya cafe, store and restaurant rin siya. And yung advocacy talaga natin is to promote yung mga local food products. Pinapresent namin siya in creative ways. Sinusupport yung mga local industries, mga small cottage industries. Malaki ng profit ay pupunta sa kanila, hindi pupunta sa big companies. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, we're turning 5 years old this year, and I don't want to present like a successful quick process. It's really a deliberate process that we worked on year after year. But the good thing is that our franchisees will learn from our experience, and we will guide you along the way. So we are thankful that despite our small beginnings, we were featured on several TV channels and also on different newspapers. On 2018, we were also featured in the DTI provincial book. So we're thankful to be part of that. And in 2019, we presented on stage in front of an international audience as part of a finalist of the Next Gen Entrep Awards. And in 2020, when the pandemic started, we opened a new branch. We launched our online store, and with the help of RK, we launched our franchise system. So, as I mentioned in the video, Sari is short for Sariling Atin, our very own, and Sari Sari, diversity and variety. We are a fun and modern brand with homegrown roots, and we use local ingredients in creative ways. So aside from our best-selling pastas and pizzas, we also try to innovate. So I know that cafes tend to have the same menu items. There's always pizza, there's always burgers, etc. But we innovate and put a Pinoy twist on the items. So like our cheesy ensaymada burgers, adobo flakes nachos, Pinoy breakfast sampler, and also ubi queso milkshake. So these are just some of the items. And because of the current situation, we also innovated on Salo home kits. So these are burger kits, pizza kits, frozen items that you can prepare at home. And a big contributor to our sales during the ECQ is actually this segment, the prepare at home segment. Okay, what is the Sari brand all about? We feel that it's a brand that Filipinos can resonate with and can be proud of because we want to highlight Filipino pride. It's highly rated in different platforms. In fact, just recently we found out that we rated #1 in the city of Dasmariñas, and this is based on aggregated reviews from different social media platforms. We have a passionate and committed team that will help franchisees, and we aim to be a brand that goes beyond profit. So we aim to support the community and promote local. So in the next slide, I wanted to share with you some of Sari Cafe's partners and also co-entreps in the KMME program of DTI. So I wanted to share with you that we're also in contact with various talented micro-entreps that you will also get to network with if ever you decide to franchise. So this is the dine-in situation of Sari for several years. So these were photos taken from different years, different branches, and we realized that it is really a place where barcadas and families bond. It's a place that where they feel at home, where they enjoy, where they can be laid back. But because of the pandemic, the dine-in situation has changed. And we quickly adapted to the situation through the lessons that we learned during the pandemic. We capitalize on these trends. So first, the hyper-local trend. So more people are buying local, buying Filipino. Also, there's community-driven spending. You always ask recommendations from your neighbors or from your family members, and what they say matters to you. So word of mouth matters. Accessibility and affordability is also important. Filipinos nowadays, of course, want food delivered to them. They don't want to take the risk in terms of the virus. So whatever is easily accessible and also affordable, given that spending is limited now, those factors are important to buyers. Also, familiar flavors give comfort. Of course, these are uncertain times, and a yummy pizza or a delicious burger or a luscious milkshake with homegrown flavors always brings comfort to people. Lastly, I think people nowadays also look for mission-driven businesses, businesses that give back. And if you are aligned with this, I invite you also to become our franchisee. So how did we turn the pandemic into an opportunity? So we strengthened both our online and offline platforms. So from our stores to your homes with a few clicks. So we have a website. We partnered with delivery partners, both national and also regional partners. We diversified our portfolio of goods to cater to those who prefer to prepare their food at home. So we reached a wider audience, even up to Metro Manila. And also, we enhance our community relations and community building because now we would get to directly talk to customers online. We would be able to get feedback right away. And we work on constant innovation and quick pivoting. So we figured out what would work in this situation and we would apply it right away. Okay. So the franchisees will also get their own online store to reach more customers. So a POS system, an online ordering website will help with social media outreach, share our best practices in e-commerce and activation of online payments. So these are a few things that we added onto the package without any extra cost. So a bonus also for our potential partners is the opportunity to earn more via resellers program or online franchise program. So the items, the frozen goods or the prepare at home goods can be sold by your own resellers, thus expanding your sales. Okay, so what I wanted to show is that this food business is a pandemic proof business. So we were able to utilize online delivery, so online store, social media channels, and trusted delivery partners, as well as offline and dine in. So you'll be surprised that people are starting to dine in our Dasma branch. We've seen families or couples, but of course, all our safety protocols are in place to make sure that people are able to enjoy and be comfortable, but also be safe. So I want to invite you to be one of our pioneer franchisees or be our partner in building this business. So just to recap, we're proud to say that we're a proudly Filipino, strong, awarded brand with high media mileage, and we're highly rated on social media platforms. We have an organic reach. We haven't even paid any influencers, but we've had organic reach on social media. And we're a lean and agile business. We innovate right away given the situation, and will help franchisees to adapt to any crisis. We're strong in both online and offline delivery channels. Also, as I shared earlier, we started very small, so you don't have to shell out much, but ROI is fast. So for the first branch, it was less than 8 months, and then for the second branch, we're set to reach our ROI target within a couple of months. Affordable pricing also for customers, but we make sure that there is a good profit margin for our potential franchisees. And we also made sure that there are multiple income streams. In addition to online, offline, you can also have your own resellers in your area. So what are the initial steps? I won't go into the details of the franchising, but you can simply email me. No commitments. It can be just a discussion as friends, or we can even meet at the cafe with social distancing. Coffee on me. So I'll treat you to coffee. So we hope to see you soon. And also you can contact RK. They can also connect you to me. And then we have flexible franchise packages that are affordable, depending on our discussion. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Vanna,
Thank
for your
you.
presentation.
Thank you.
And before we end, I would like to make a few announcements. Because we have several events. If anybody wants to get my book all about franchising, it's a free book. Right now I'm just giving it away. It's more than 100 pages as a PDF format. And anybody who wants to just send us a notice or email us at rk@rkfranchise.com, and we'll send you the book, or leave us a message on Facebook under the Kotik, and we'll send you the book. It's free. We just send it to you by email. We also, okay, my slides stuck up now. Okay, we also are having now, right now, starting tomorrow is the Mindanao Franchise Expo, virtual edition from October 2 to 25 on MindanaoFranchise.com. And part of that program, we also have a Mindanao Franchise online conference on October 16 and 17. In November, we have the Cebu Franchise Expo, this time virtual again from November 6 to 29. And also today, we launched the latest issue of our magazine, franchising.ph. So you can go online and read the franchise magazine, 54 pages about franchising, franchise opportunities at franchising.ph. So like Vanna and Ariane were mentioning that they were developed the RK Franchise Consultancy. So this is what we do. We develop complete companies in the franchise system at a very affordable rate and installment payments. So please get in touch with us if you want also to have your business developed into a franchise. I have a full length franchise seminar on October 24 on Zoom. It's free also. Everything is free right now. It is online. And I talk a whole hour about franchising from both sides. If you want to buy a franchise, and also if you want to develop your franchise into your business into franchise. And the next episode of Franchise Hour next Thursday is about care franchises and the big future with guest Jordan Patente from Quezon, Philippines, and Mr. Peter Props of Mabuhay Nursing Homes. And if you need to get in touch with us, please feel free to contact us at AK Franchise, at akfranchise.com or through our Facebook pages. I would like to thank, now that we are at the end of our program, Madam Marisa Agente. Do you still have anything to add on behalf of the DTI?
Thank you very much for this opportunity to also show that we really wanted to support everyone who'd like to do business. Now is a great time to consider investment opportunities, whether these are big or small. And mabuhay para sa atin pong dalawang entrepreneurs na kasama ngayon. We're very proud of you. Thank you, Sir Rudolph.
Thank you, ma'am.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Assistant Regional
Thank you.
Director of Region 4A of the DTI, Ms. Marisa C. Argente. And beside of that, I would like to thank also my two panelists, my franchise of panelists, Ms. Ariane Levino and Vana Gonzalez Rodriguez. Thank you so much for being with us, all three ladies. Thank you so much for being
Thank you.
today. And the DTI in Region 4, if ever you want to do any franchise seminar or so, here I am if you need me, okay? I hope I see all of you ladies once face to face one of those days soon again. I don't think this year. I will stay in Cagayan de Oro until January. So, and I would like to thank everybody, all of you, for being with us today, and have a good day. Maraming salamat. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.